been taking kratom for 2.5-ish years. I suffer from PTSD, anxiety, and depression, all brought on from my time in service. I'm not going to claim I was some war hero, but it sucks. I've been put on a myriad of drugs, specifically antipsychotics, which for the longest time my doctors refused to admit I had reactions to. And once I got off of that, I was put on the medical marijuana program, which is fine, except I have a wife and 2 kids. And I need to be able to be a functioning member of society. And I can't do that if I'm stoned. When I take kratom, I take it 3 times a day alongside the pills that I've been prescribed with significant oversight from my doctor. And as this was being banned, I was actually getting off of clonazepam or Klonopin, benzodiazepine, and using it as a means of managing my withdrawals. As soon as the ban was enacted and I had to get rid of what I had, within 2 to 3 days, I had to get back on the same dose of pills because I physically could not take. And this isn't like this is a prescribed dose of benzodiazepines. My wife also. This is another story. Here is a couple of years ago. We had a miscarriage, and it happened to be on the 1st of January. So when she went in, they weren't able to give her hydrocodone pills, and she was in excruciating pain. I gave her the barest minimum dose of natural leaf kratom, and it helped her for the rest of the 2 days that she couldn't get her hydrocodone. I have tried the 7OH products completely without knowing that that's what they were. But I can say for a fact that, yes, those could definitely be extremely addicting. But there are those of us out there, and again, I was weeks away from being off of a benzodiazepine, and now I don't have the option of even, in my opinion, getting off of that medication. And when I'm on my benzodiazepines, I can't control when I sleep. So I act like a narcoleptic. When I'm on kratom, I can actually choose when and where I want to sleep. When I'm on my benzodiazepines, I could be sitting here talking to you and pass out within a matter of seconds, thinking that I'm still awake. Without kratom, my life would have been a huge mess, and I would have lost my marriage and my children. And I sincerely urge you all to realize that there are people who use this who aren't playing around with it. And like the last man said, and I know this personally because trying to figure out a dose for yourself is very difficult on some substance like that. If you take too much of it, you're going to be puking your guts out for the rest of the day. So, again, can you overdose on it? Probably. But, again, regulations on things like 7OH products and the kratom that I used, I would buy from the internet. And, again, these were third-party tested products that I knew I could trust to use. And I firmly push, or I would firmly push for, like everyone's been saying, testing and things like that. But Kratom saved my marriage, and without it, I'm not sure what's going to happen. But it scares me. That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Any questions from the committee?
Mr. Chairman, I would just ask, given the special consideration for veterans, and I assume that you're receiving care through the VA?
Some care through the VA.
Okay.
Working on changing a discharge due to a violent outburst of another member of my platoon, which ended in an altercation. But I am receiving minute amounts of benefits, as you said, for PTSD, anxiety, tinnitus, and migraines.
So the purpose of my question is simply, Simon, does the VA support your use of Kratom?
I have just recently started receiving benefits from, well, I've had them for a while, I just hadn't used them. But the therapists that I have worked with and the people that I've spoke with the VA have been very receptive of the use of something other than a pharmaceutical, something like Kratom. So to answer your question, yes, I'm sorry. Yes, they most definitely do.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.